This week on Tech News, we have Huawei. Their ban has been extended another year to 2021. The Pixel 4a continues to get leaks, but the price might make things interesting. And LG is working on a new design for their upcoming smartphone. Airpod Studios, we got some more info on that. And finally, let's check out what the CEO of Nvidia is cooking up. Share with a friend, comment below, subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. It really helps us out. Hey guys, I'm Jay Bourbon. This week we're going to touch up on what we've missed on since last week on Tech News. We're not going to cover gaming news. We're going to keep that separate for now. Different video. This is just going to be Tech News. But we will follow up with the gaming news on another video. President of the United States, Donald Trump, has extended the Huawei ban another year till May 2021. So what does this mean? This really means that Huawei cannot sell their phones in this country. And not only that, but US companies can't work together with Huawei. So that means Google can't share their operating system, so no more Android on Huawei. And it also means companies like ARM, who work on the processors, and they also can't work with Huawei in this situation until the ban is lifted. So how has Huawei been getting by? They've been applying for a temporary license with the Commerce Department, but it's only a 45-day extension, and their most recent extension expired a couple days ago. Huawei is pretty big outside the US, especially in China, but nonetheless, losing the US market is a pretty big hit for them. Roughly, it's about 20%. So let's talk about the Pixel 4a. It continues to get leaks, and it's obviously the iPhone SE's biggest competitor. The Pixel 3a was one of the best-selling Pixel devices ever, so it's no surprise that the 3a would get a sequel. We've gotten so much leaks on this phone. We've gotten benchmarks, we've seen some pictures of the pre-release versions, the testing models, and recently we even got the official wallpaper that's going to come on the Pixel 4a. It was available for download, but now it seems like the link is down. Based on the benchmarks, it appears that it's a little bit less powerful than the Pixel 3 XL, but nonetheless, it's still a pretty good phone. We're pretty much expecting this to be announced within the next couple days or even weeks. We'll see on that. Some rumors state that the official release date is going to be July 13, but we're not so sure on that date exactly. According to the rumors, it's possible that July 13 might get pushed back even further due to market conditions. So what about the colors? According to the rumors, we're going to get just black on August 6th. We're going to get barely blue on October 1st. We don't know about the other colors, but for now, it's just going to be the black and blue. Unfortunately, it looks like this phone is only going to be a 4G model. It's not going to be 5G. So let's squash those 5G rumors right now. The best part about this phone is that it could possibly undercut the price of the iPhone SE. So initially the rumors were that the price was going to be $399, matching the same price as the iPhone SE. But new rumors are now claiming that the 128GB variant is going to be $349, which means that, assuming there's a 64GB variant, the 64GB version would or could possibly be $299, undercutting the iPhone by either $50 or $100, depending on the model that you want. The iPhone SE's base model is 64GB, so base to base, comparing the two, the Pixel 4a is about $100 cheaper. And this makes me so happy for the Pixel. They are going all in, and at $299, even $349, that is a great price for a budget phone and great competition to the iPhone SE. Next up, let's talk about the LG Wing. Now this thing has an interesting design. Its second screen is on a swivel. It sort of reminds me of the T-Mobile Sidekick, and it also reminds me of the first Iron Man movie, just before Tony Stark gets hit with the shrapnel in his chest. He whips out this phone that flips just like this new design from the LG Wing. Pretty cool if you ask me. It's basically all about immersion. So you can edit pictures on one display while you have controls on the other. They have this weird thing with bars in case you want to look at them this way. Whatever the case is, this is an interesting design, and it's set to come out second half of 2020, so we'll be on the lookout for that and we'll keep you posted. Moving on, let's talk about the Beats Studios. So these are rumors and possibly leaks that we have on these new headphones. These are interesting to me because we currently have a lot of these Pro models. We have the AirPod Pro, the Power Beats Pro, we have the Solo Pro, but what we haven't seen is the Beats Studio Pro. And it could possibly be because we're getting AirPod Studios. According to the leaks, these are going to have active noise cancellation, the same ANC that you find on the AirPods Pro, the Beats Solo Pro, basically wiping out all of the noise in your surroundings. They're also set to come with transparency mode. Transparency mode allows you to listen to your surroundings. It picks up all the noise via the microphone and it allows you to hear them on your ears through the cups. 9to5Mac has given us some of these images that they found on the source code. According to the rumors, they have new sensors that can detect how you're wearing your headphones. So no matter if you're wearing them on your head or around your neck or 1 ear off, 1 ear on, whatever the case is, these sensors will be able to detect what position you have them in, how you have them on or off, and then just like the AirPods and the AirPods Pro and all the Apple Pod devices, when you take them off your ear, they pause. So if it's on your head and you take them off and put them on your neck, it will also pause. Apple is basically saying that there's no correct way to wear them. In other words, you wear them however you want. Apple will figure out the best way to get the music channeled to you and your ears. It's possible that they will now have an equalizer in an app somewhere. I don't know if this is actually true. I mean, we've seen how many versions of updated AirPods and AirPods Pro and all these other versions, and we still have no equalizer. That's probably the one downside to all of the Apple suite of listening devices. We have no equalizer, so some people prefer the heavy bass, some people prefer the treble up. It really depends on the type of music that you're listening to. You might want to tune it to that. We still have not had an equalizer, so take that with a huge grain of salt. We may or may not get that. If we get it, awesome. If we don't, I would not be surprised in typical Apple fashion, historically anyway. They're rumored to have different types of finishes, possibly different type of fabrics. And for example, if you want to go for a run, maybe you put on different cups that are lighter, different waterproof fabric, things like that. They're also rumored to be modular, so you should be able to change the cups, the headband, maybe even the design on the outside. We don't have a lot of info on the color options just yet, but the iOS 14 source code shows us images of them in a black and white and vice versa. These could very well just be the images that are shown when the phone is either in or out of dark mode. What type of connections is it going to have, if any? Is it going to have the 3.5mm jack? Is it going to have the Lightning? Or what we all really want is the USB-C. We're not really sure. None of the rumors or leaks have any info on that just yet. So when is it coming out? Right now, the timeline is around September or fall, most likely when the next iPhone releases. Beats Studios right now is $349. That's most likely going to be the price of these AirPod Studios. Hope you guys are hungry because Nvidia's CEO has something cooking for us in his oven. Starting off the GTC 2020 keynote, he literally opened up his oven and pulled out the world's largest GPU. So this new GPU, let's talk about it. It's infused with two new technologies, accelerated ray tracing and deep learning. Those two together combined create DLSS, deep learning supersampling. This GPU can use advanced AI learning, and through the neural network that it has built in, neural network knows what the image should look like, and what it does is it can then take that image, make it better, and output it in a higher quality and resolution. Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang then went on and showed us the GPU itself. It has what looks like 8, if I counted correctly, 8 RTX 8000s populated into this chassis. So this chassis is able to produce high resolution and high performance. They showed off a new application framework and they decided to call it Jarvis. They also showed off an interactive AI chatbot. It basically can transcribe audio to face with geometric animations and also facial expressions. This is strictly for data centers. This new data center GPU has a 7nm processor. They also put the memory on the same substream as the processor, allowing them to communicate and work with each other more efficiently. It's going to be running on a new Ampere architecture. According to Jensen, this will release at an amazing price. Ready? $199,000. Oh, great. Let me just pick one up right now then. So in the example of the current data center model, they showed that it basically costs $11 million at 630 kilowatts, typically 25 racks. But with this new GPU that they have, it's only going to cost $1 million, 28 kW, and will only consume one rack. So I don't want to get too technical, but what do we mean by racks and kW and power? Basically, if it's able to use less of a footprint, you're able to save on electricity, therefore you don't have to pay as much. Also, the smaller footprint means that you're not spending as much to build out other racks and infrastructure and then buying those equipment for them, and that's how you get the big price difference of $11 million down to $1 million. It's about a tenth of the cost and a 20th of the power. So what does this all mean for the consumers like you and us, the gamers? Nvidia's moving on to where the money is, and that's data centers. That doesn't mean that they're not going to come out with GPUs for gamers, but as of right now, there's nothing on the horizon. They probably are working on something, and it will come out sooner or later, but the money is in data center technology, and that's where they're going. So that's it for this week's tech news. Follow us on Instagram, DM us your setup. I like what I'm seeing. I've been giving recommendations, and I like to do a before and after. So keep them coming. Subscribe, follow us, share this video, so on, all that good stuff. I'm not going to bore you. I'll see you guys soon.